Hello, this is Mike Hallenbeck. I run a sound house called Cool Cat Audio. You can find out more about our work at coolcataudio.com. Today I'm going to tell you about some work I did on a podcast called Impossible Performances. This was a collaboration between myself and the performance company Skewed Visions. You can find out more about their work at skewedvisions.org. I made this podcast in collaboration with Skewed Visions artistic director Charles Campbell. He had published some writing during the pandemic that I thought would be really adaptable as a podcast, made a proposal to him. We adapted the text for voice performance. We cast some voiceover actors, and I completed the podcast with sound design and an original musical score and mix. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about is the Audiologo that we put at the beginning of each episode. I'll play you the finished piece. Sounds like this. I didn't get a whole lot of creative direction about this. Charles just kind of left it to me, and I figured we wanted something that had a sense of mystery to it, perhaps a little bit of comedy, some foreboding, an ominous sense to it, and also a sense of being somehow frayed or decayed in a way. So I came up with this modular idea because I wanted there to be something like a melody at the beginning, something that was not a melody per se, but that was kind of melodic. But I also wanted a sort of punctuation at the end to kind of take us out of what was happening and into whatever the narrative was that was going on with the speech aspect of things. So to start us off with the melodic section, I put together some performances on strings, on these virtual instruments. These are just the waveforms. I'm not showing the MIDI or anything. This is just the resulting signal. So I'll play the different layers of string parts that I came up with. You can see that's crossfaded, and these crossfades are kind of awkward, but they don't really show up in the finished piece as such, so I didn't worry about it too much. These tracks are mislabeled. Here's the third. And you can hear that I put some reverb on those, which is important because the next thing I did was to flip these around backwards, and when something has reverb on it, you hear the reverb first, and it kind of grows into the signal that's playing back in reverse. So those are the three layers as they sound in reverse. And so this next sort of cluster of pieces here, the only thing I can say about this is I just kind of spliced things up and played around with them and faded them in and out. I'm pretty sure they're all backwards, and some of them I played around with the resolution to make them, kind of distorted, sort of lower res, lo-fi. So I'll play these back one at a time so you can hear what's going on inside the whole layer cake. Yeah, so I was just kind of taking pieces that I thought were saying something interesting. It's always fun starting with a melody that you don't know what's really going to happen with it when it's backwards. Yeah, this is the... Yeah, that's the very low res layer. Some weird stuff happened there. All right. And so all together, you play those back and you get... All right, so we'll come back to that in a minute. Again, that was the first half of the piece. And the second half is this kind of percussive punctuation that we have here. And there's two main sounds here. The first is this ding. And then the second is this bass drum. Someone who's listening back on their phone might not hear the really low aspect of this boom, but it had enough kind of, upper mid-range punch that I figured it would come out well enough. And so layered under that, I just have some variously manipulated versions of mostly of the ding. I think there might be a little bit of the kick drum in there. Let's see. Yeah, it's a pitch shifted version of the ding. This, I think, is just a low res version of it. Maybe pitch shifted way down. I think I took this and maybe lowered the pitch or maybe just degraded the resolution. That actually turns out to be quite a bit of the finished sound. Then there's this that fades in. Yeah, that's just to give it a little atmosphere. And then, yeah, that's the ding, just with a bunch of reverb on it. So again, the entire little module comes out sounding like this. All right, and so the finished piece, once again, is both of these, one after the other. Play back the whole thing again. However, as you may recall, the part where I was splicing all the backwards strings together is much longer. Play that back again for you. And the first draft of this that I sent to Charles, he really liked, but he was wondering if it was a little too long. And I'm pretty sure that what I did then was just to chop off the beginning of the strings, because what you'll hear is just kind of that piece I just played back to you, kind of already in progress, fading in. And so I just spliced the two modules together. Thanks a lot for watching. Once again, you can find out more about my work at coolcataudio.com. And you can listen to the Impossible Performances podcast at skewedvisions.org. Thanks for watching.